भागती रहती है, बस नजर ना लगे।
"25 kilometres east of Bangalore, a group of kids are building in a small town called Hoskote. Building what? Wings.
As you can see, the most important architectural requirement for this piece is to be able to integrate data which exists.
The 21st century Indian the world has looked up to has been raised on a diet with a few key ingredients. Get a meaningful education, join a company, climb the ladder, and if you
breaking a lot of barriers to move ahead,
earn a seat at the table. But here, I was looking into the eyes of a different beast.
To give some context, this aircraft, from scratch, we had nothing, to this flight-ready version, was built in 150 days. In aerospace, 5 months. Unheard of.
No desire to get a college degree.
Ended up dropping out after seeing Bangalore.
No desire to work for a company. No desire to wait a decade to have their turn. An apex predator. Less like Mowgli, more like Sher Khan. Could this be the portrait of a new Indian? Is it time we considered a new set of ingredients? Or is there wisdom in keeping both feet on the ground? Because when a college dropout builds a pair of wings, it's only reasonable to ask, will they fly?
Camera is rolling. Could you just move a little bit to your right? Yeah, that's it. That's perfect.
I've been building airplanes for like the last 11 years of my life.
It's like a massive metal box flying at 800 kilometers per hour, carrying about 800 people, and it's just insane to me. Like, humans made this.
This was maybe like a few months before I would graduate from high school. I ended up making like a katana in my parents' terrace and falling in love with building things very hands-on.
I used to reach airports like 3 hours early so I can just see airplanes fly by and record them.
That's when I first saw an RC aircraft fly and fell in love with it, man. Since then, been obsessed.
My parents always pushed me to travel alone. I loved visiting my cousins, and my parents always, they couldn't come with me every time. So since I was maybe 8 or 10 year old, I used to travel on airplanes by myself with like a flight attendant. I used to ask air hostess who made this, and the usual answer was Boeing or Airbus. Then I was naive enough. I was like, okay, so where is Boeing and Airbus in India? Because my entire world used to be India. And they used to basically scoff and say, oh, this isn't made in India. Like, this is an obvious thing that India does not do this. Brazil started their aircraft manufacturing program 60 years ago when there was no such thing as an aerospace engineer in the country. No such thing. They are now the third largest aircraft manufacturer in the world, competing head to head with the two giants, Airbus and Boeing. Super, super inspiring to me that a country that small can do this. We have the talent, we have the supply chain, we can do so much more. Why are we not doing this is the biggest question that I wanted to answer.
That maybe around the time I was like 16, 17, somewhere in that range. We were on a road trip and we ended up going like head on with a truck and almost dying. And that is like that in my head was like the sort of awakening of, hey man, what are you doing with your life? I realized that I wanted to spend all of my time creating the biggest impact on humanity I could, and very surprisingly, a freelance marketplace is not the way to do it. So I started tinkering with hardware. I'm Samay, I'm the founder of Altion Energy, where we're building the world's highest endurance UAVs, ones that can stay in the air for more than 400 days at a time, which would mean that if it takes off in 2026, it would land in 2027. started there, spent like the next year and a half just teaching myself engineering and how to build planes. And then at some point in that journey, ended up coming across this thing called dynamic soaring, which is this flight maneuver that albatrosses evolved to do probably centuries ago, that allows them to fly for 800 to 1,000 kilometers a day without really flapping their wings. Sometimes they can do it in their sleep. It's very cool. And the idea came from there, that what if we could make aircrafts that follow a similar flight maneuver, gain energy from the wind, and use wind turbines mounted on the aircraft itself to generate electricity to charge the battery, so that it never really needs to, unless something breaks, it never really needs to land. It can keep charging and charging and discharging in the air.
Oh, I think it might have to come down if it rains.
What's the wind speed right now? No. Hold on. 6, 7, 8.
After 1 week in Hoskote, I realized it will still be some time before they fly. But that's okay, because all big things start suspiciously small. Sometimes they even start in a grocery store, in the middle of the pandemic, delivering bread butter ande through the heat, humidity and traffic of Bombay. Hello. Excuse me. Whew. To your Padosi auntie in Lokhandwala. Who will lovingly hold the groceries you hand her and ask,
Is this real job?
This is not a real job.
But after winning over every household in Andheri, an investor in San Francisco decided to take $40,000 and bet on Adit and Kevalya. Today, Zepto can deliver anything in 10 minutes.
कुछ भी
450,000 delivery partners, store workers, and local entrepreneurs across the country. Real jobs. Sometimes they start in a dorm room.
All right, staying on with this story, the national air emergency that we are all in India's national capital, New Delhi. Dense toxic smog blanketed India's national capital this morning, pushing air pollution levels to their worst levels in weeks.
Out of the 100 most polluted cities globally, 94 are in India. 94.
Stubble burning continue to rise in Punjab as the national capital is gasping for breath. Punjab has reported 1,800 stubble burning incidents yesterday. Farmers claim the Punjab government has neither provided them with the required machinery nor financial.
Growing up with asthma in Bombay, having to go away every winter season because of pollution, and also being very intrigued by science and technology, I think we're like three levers where you're wondering why this problem hasn't been solved. I'm Zanga Daryani. I'm the founder of Pran. We're trying to rebuild Earth's atmosphere, and we're starting by rebuilding the modern world's air infrastructure. In July, it'll be 9 years that I've been working on trying to solve the air pollution problem and then rethinking how people will breathe for the next century. First baby step of that was going to Home Depot in Atlanta and buying a paint bucket and buying a $40 vacuum cleaner and then making a hole in the paint bucket and another hole on the side and then putting a vacuum cleaner through it to create a cyclone separator. And I remember I had taken Parle-G biscuits from India to the US, and so I crumpled it up in my Atlanta apartment because there's no air pollution, and I was trying to use that cyclone separator to capture the Parle-G particles on the floor. I think it worked, but for whatever reason, air purifier. I actually didn't know anything about air pollution. For me, metal was metal. I didn't know like aluminium, stainless steel, mild steel. And today we use such specific grades in producing all of these. We eat maybe 3 times a day, but we breathe 22,000 times a day. It's the most high frequency interface we have with our world. So if you just take it as a science problem, you have 22,000 shots to optimize human performance. When we were doing industrial business or when we want to do demos, we've created this chamber where you can throw in any pollutants. So behind you, you'll find what other customers used to bring for us. Right, so this is carbon black, you have magnesia, high cares not to touch. So you can see it in real time, see it on the display, and it should disappear in front of you. We've banned a few things, like we won't do sugar and all, which will actually explode, so risky ones.
When you say explode, what do you mean?
So you know how like a bomb or a firecracker has an igniter and that material is what explodes? Sugar, flour, maltodextrin all go into all the chocolates we eat. They are explosive materials. So we're charging the particle with energy. If the minimum excitation energy is very low, it will explode. You can take down the whole factory. So engineering Mark II was really, really hard. And if you see the materials used in Mark II, they're all explosion proof. So it will contain the explosion within the device if it happens. The idea is to make it fail, and when does it fail, and is it as per our spec if it fails. That's what takes the time, yeah.
That's what takes the time. But who's paying for this till then? In fact, who's paying for any of this? A plane? A UAV, an air purifier? Who would be dumb enough to give a bunch of 18-year-olds thousands of dollars?
The initial money to start Altion came from Emergent Ventures.
Which sounded interesting until we began to realize a pattern.
Emergent Ventures.
Emergent Ventures.
Emergent Ventures.
This is Shruti Rajgopalan. She runs Emergent Ventures India. She was once a winner herself, and now she works as a full-time political economist at the George Mason University in Virginia. So naturally, I flew to Virginia.
Hi there, Fisharia.
So the idea behind Emergent Ventures is something I didn't come up with, it's something Tally Cowan came up with. It is to bet on moonshot ideas and great talent that is working on moonshot ideas.
They give you grants to basically pursue the most ambitious thing possible. There's no ceiling, no floor. You can ask for whatever money you want.
Emergent Ventures is entirely philanthropic. We don't take a stake in anything. So our idea of backing something is just writing a check and be like, go.
When we were literally going broke, you can ask one of my founding engineers. He was an intern at that point of time. He has joined. We had like a crazy experience where we almost got kidnapped because we had no money. Like a lot of crazy experience over the last 1.5 years. That's another story. We can feature it in some other time.
The mindset on India was deep tech can't work. Why? Because there's no manufacturing in India to support deep tech. So even if you make a prototype, how will you scale this? Right? Who's going to buy it? A lot of times it was like, where are you going to get your parts from?
Most people don't usually take bets on us until we come from either pedigree or have a working prototype, etc. But Emergent Ventures is the one organization that genuinely took bet on us.
I had views on those things and I can be skeptical about those things. But when a young person tells me, I really believe that the next frontier is actually drones that can carry payloads, or the way to democratize space in India is actually the ability to make a CubeSat not from bespoke items but from, things you can find in a hardware store. Why wouldn't I believe that is my question.
Then again tried to raise venture capital, signed documents, money never came. Tyler gave us a second grant and then we raised our first round of venture capital.
And what did you do with those $4,000?
Mostly fed myself.
I am very good Indian girl who became good Indian auntie, right? I have a law degree, I have a PhD, I have been a professor, I worked at a university in the United States. I'm legitimate, right? I'm not a crazy person who came to support a crazy idea. So the fact that I'm a validation that they can take to their family and say, look, this really smart sounding Indian person who's a professor abroad believes in me and has written me a check must mean I'm good. And then the parents start having faith in them. Right? And then the next person who has to give them money starts having faith in them. They take e-winners a lot more seriously. And people themselves take themselves a lot more seriously. That's the most interesting thing about EV.
It's belief disguised as capital. Because if you want a nation's risk appetite to grow, you must feed it.
Khushi, who believed in you before you believed in yourself?
I think there's just two people. One is my grandfather. When I planned to drop out, he fought with my dad and he was like, no, she should drop out.
So your grandfather convinced your dad to let you drop out?
Yes, you don't see that. You don't see it, especially with like a female child and also in an Indian household. He's amazing. He's someone who's still very supportive till date. He loves to see like pictures of my office over weekend and all of that. So that's him. But before him, actually, it was this lady called Sabia Ahmed, and she's from Lucknow.
In Lucknow?
One day I was flying back from Hyderabad after meeting my grandparents back to Lucknow, which is where I was staying.
तो विंडो सीट पे मेरे हस्बैंड बैठे हुए थे और मैं फिर बीच वाली सीट पे थी. फिर मेरे पास ये बच्ची बैठी हुई थी, खुशी मित्तल.
I had these huge headphones on, was listening to rock music.
एक किताब पढ़ रही थी लगातार.
Black Holes by Stephen Hawking.
Black Hole.
And solving this 3x3 Rubik's Cube.
तो ऐसे खट 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 उसको भरने लगी. अब तो मैंने कहा अब तो इससे बात करनी ही पड़ेगी मतलब.
She just tapped on my shoulder and was like,
तुम तो जीनियस हो.
So what are you reading?
क्योंकि इत्तेफाक से मेरा बेटा जो है अहमद फराज.
I told her about the Black Holes book.
वो भी स्टीफन हॉकिंस को बहुत पढ़ना और नाम लेता रहता है अक्सर.
So apparently her son and his 3 friends were running this aerospace startup.
Stars और गैलेक्सी और वही सब चीजें करते रहते हैं.
They were making stratospheric UAVs for defense purposes.
तो इसको बड़ी हैरानी हुई.
Which was crazy to me.
अच्छा ऐसा भी कुछ है लखनऊ में? हमने कहा बिल्कुल है.
She basically looked at me and said,
तुम उसके जाओ उसके जाके देखो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा.
I was like okay whatever. I did not really believe that.
तो वो थोड़ा सा apprehensive थी, थोड़ा shy थी, क्या था कि उसकी हिम्मत नहीं थी.
It apparently turned out to be 100 meters from my school.
क्योंकि ये इत्तेफाक से जीडी गोइंका में पढ़ती थी. फिर मैंने बेटे से कहा कि देखो वो आ रही है, तुम लोग उसको कायदे से रिसीव कर लेना.
And I didn't follow through on that.
तो मम्मा ठीक है.
Then my mom asked me again.
पूरा कोऑर्डिनेट किया दोनों लोगों में.
And then I'm like okay then you can send them off to the office, right? ठीक है.
So I used to go there every day for 6 months straight. After school I was in my school uniform and it was the funniest thing ever.
हम लोग कभी मशहूर होता है कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंटरफेयरिंग आंटी. ऐसे होता है ना मशहूर कॉमन होता है मोहल्ले की आंटी, इंटरफेयरिंग आंटी. तो हम लोग को भी होता है कि ज़्यादा नहीं बोलना है. सब लोग मना करते हैं बात नहीं करना ये वो. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता है. आप सब लोग को एक कैटेगरी में मत डाल. मतलब सोचो कभी कभी ना हम लोग के भी लाइफ के एक्सपीरियंस होते हैं तो हम लोग बहुत अच्छा रीड कर लेते हैं लोगों को. भाई आपने 25-30 साल गुजारे हैं, 40 साल गुजारे हैं और आप लोग तो अभी 19-20 साल के हो. तो इसलिए ज़रूरी नहीं कि हर आंटी टॉक बहुत बोरिंग होगी. आंटी टॉक कभी अच्छी भी हो सकती है. मतलब पेशेंस के साथ सुन लेना चाहिए. बड़ों को भी सुन लेना चाहिए.
On the 15th of August, 1967, a group of 20-year-olds born on Independence Day were asked about their feelings towards India.
15th August 1947. Well, it means a lot. First of all, it's my birthday, of course, and it's one of the greatest days for India.
It's a question of restlessness also. A lot of new countries are born in the last few years and they see the affluence and the exotica of the more developed countries and they just want to snap their fingers and get up to the level of the developed countries.
आज़ादी का मतलब है स्वतंत्रता. अपने आप को आज़ाद रखना, किसी के अधीन नहीं रखना.
So my ambition is to be a great scientist. As you know, I'm working on meteorites and these things which fall from outer space, we don't know much about them. I want to do something very original about them and maybe get my name in textbooks if possible.
Is the 22nd century Indian even new? Or were we smudged to stay practical? Now growingly legible. So begin, even if you begin small. Build, even if you don't know where and how. Take risk, and those with capital, feed it. Believe and trust that believers will come. But most importantly, build your own wings. For even if you fall, the greater fear is to never fly at all.